Okay, everybody, it's your boy. I'm back live. Now let's talk about the main event, shall we? Let's talk about the main event, Karceno versus Ashley Theophane. Now, in this first pay-per-view fight, you saw Ashley Theophane get punked. Karceno jumped on him early, and it shocked him. He wasn't expecting it, and he got caught off his square, and he resorted back to the old Ashley Theophane that we already know. The boy did not throw any body punches till like the 4th round, and just was a bad outing for him, I believe. He got caught off his square, took a lot of body shots. He didn't really get into his fight till later on in the fight. He fought, he showed a lot of heart and grit, but he still has a long way to go. Ishe Smith, Carlos Molina. Well, like I told you in the post-fight, Ishe is a little bit of a crybaby. He needs to be a little bit active. He was trying to fight every 30 seconds, or shoot, every 20 seconds of a round, and let Molina outwork him. So that wasn't the case, and, well, it wasn't going to happen. And I'm glad to see Molina get the belt, because he's been robbed so many times. So many times. It was just due fitting for him to have a belt around his waist. So, Chi-Town, we got you, boy. We got one. Now we got the main event. The main event. I done already talked about Matisse. If everybody saw it, and everybody's talking about my video, like, well, you didn't kind of elaborate on what Danny Garcia did. Do I really need to? Do I really need to elaborate on what he did? In the angles? Every time Matisse was ready to punch, he had to gauge his distance. He was throwing that left hook, you know, Danny throw, but he was throwing it from too far out. He was coming over the top of Lucas Matisse's head. So what he did was shorten the punches. When Matisse was coming in, he gauged Lucas Matisse's speed coming in, and he shortened his hooks. It was a short left hook that caught him right on the eye, on the inside, because Matisse was coming in a little too fast. When he swung the hook, it was going over his head. He changed the direction of his punches. And let's go to the main event finally. Floyd Money Mayweather versus Canelo. Sentiment. Now, here's the thing I have to say. Canelo, to me, he did a solid job. He did what I thought he would do. He's a very patient, poised fighter, but his skill level is not on the same level as Floyd Mayweather. He can only do what he knows, and that's what people fail to understand. You're only going to do what you're taught and what you know how to do. Canelo's not a guy who can make adjustments, and that ended up costing him in this fight, because now, number one, they had the wrong game plan. The game plan that I told you that they were going to use, they should have used that. Canelo and them were having this discussion back and forth with his team about direction on what they wanted to do, and they were all in different, it was 3 different forms of what we need to do. And in every form of what they needed to do, all of them abandoned the jab. Canelo was convinced he can box with Floyd Mayweather. I don't know who gave him that stupid idea, but it cost him. You're not going to outbox Floyd. What they anticipated was Floyd was going to throw the punches and roll out to either his left or right, and then they were going to counter when he throws that right. They banked everything on that. But I told them Floyd wasn't going to throw a lot of right hands early. He was going to use that jab. He was going to use a hook. He was only going to throw the right hand when he was in position to throw it, and you weren't in a position to counter. And Canelo's fast, but you just saw Mayweather's feet. And it made Canelo look like he was standing in sand. When he was throwing his punches, it looked like you could see him in slow motion. That's just how fast Floyd was. And it wasn't just the fast hands. Everybody thinks speed is hands. We mean foot speed. Taking Canelo for a ride. He took him for a ride so many times and gave him boxing lessons on how to move around the ring, set, don't punch, and reposition yourself with your footwork to keep Canelo out of position to throw punches. And it was frustrating Canelo that he was about to foul. I thought he was going to pull a Victor Ortiz halfway through this fight. You know, it's like, what in the world are you doing? You know, he's losing his head a little bit because, like I told y'all, he's really an angry kid. And the event was it was getting away from him. And then you hear in round 6, you hear his corner talking about okay, now it's time to start winning the rounds. It's the 6th round. You really believe it's time to start winning some rounds in round 6? Tell us something we don't know. You know, the thing is, Canelo did his best. C.J. Ross is going to be banned probably from every event in the world. Anytime he judged, and if I see C.J. Ross, I'm going to give him hell. Because this is what I'm talking about. Judges like this, like the judges in the Ashley Theophane fight, get their asses, direct them right to jail. They should have them escorts and come on, you're going to do investigation. They get the investigation notice right there. Then you're going to sit in a room with the commissioner and explain to them how in the world you saw this fight a draw. Then they got some right on Ring TV who owned by Golden Boy Promotions to say how he saw the fight closer too. Oh, this doesn't help Canelo. Let me tell you that right now. This doesn't help Canelo. He lost. His team know he lost. Everybody knows he lost. This would only grow him up if he chooses to improve. And the only way he's going to do that if he gets rid of that corner. I'm going to tell you that right now. You got to get rid of that corner and get you a real training corner. I understand he did a good job getting you in shape and you've been winning these fights, but if you want to make it to the next level, buddy, because everybody wants a piece of you, Canelo. Laura wants a piece of you. You got a lot of slick fighters out there that want to get a piece of Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people want a piece of that pie. They want a piece of that redhead pie. And telling you, you think this is just the beginning. No, it's the beginning of people like, see, we want to get our hands on it. And it's our time. So from this day on, Canelo, you got something to, atone for. Because everybody's going to be gunning for you. And the Mayweather strategy was excellent. They tried 3 different things with Canelo, and one of them didn't work. The beginning when he jumped right on him, to see what Canelo rattle a little bit under the pressure. He stayed his ground, he stayed poised, but it probably did shock him how Floyd went right to him. And it was just a great fight, man. I loved every bit of it. Every little turn Floyd did, had him fighting his shoulder all night. It's beautiful, beautiful. I said Canelo would look like Guerrero. I think he did a very good job. I think he did a better job than Robert Guerrero did. I really believe that. I think Robert Guerrero just kind of mentally got frustrated and just really wasn't trying anymore. And Floyd kind of feels sorry for these guys and like give them rounds. Like he gave them the 10th round. The last round of the fight. It's like, here, you can have it. I've been winning all the other rounds, so here you go. But to not score that fight a unanimous decision, though, C.J. Ross needs to be criminally investigated. Now, it's NFL time. I got the bounce. I'm out.